So, you just got a brand new bicycle, or you got your shock freshly serviced from us at S4. So, it's time to set your sag again. What is sag? Sag is the amount of suspension travel you use whenever you're sitting stationary on your bike. Usually it's measured in percentage of your total stroke, and you can adjust this by adjusting the pressures in your fork, your shock, or even the coil weight. The easiest way for you to find your stroke length is going to be going onto your manufacturer's website. There, you're going to type in your serial number, and that's going to spit out all the information on the shock. Your eye to eye is going to be the first large number. Your stroke length is going to be that second smaller number. In this case, we're looking at a 190, and we got a 45 stroke length. Next thing you need to determine is what percentage sag you want to run. Most bike manufacturers will actually tell you what they recommend for their bike. You can go to their website and they'll give you that information. We typically recommend a little bit less sag for your cross-country rider. Your enduro rider is going to float somewhere in the middle, and then your downhill rider is actually going to be closer to 30, maybe 33%. For us today, we know that Jacob wants to run 28, so that's what we're going to look for. Now we're going to take a trip back to elementary school and do some mathematics. I'm going to break out my trusty calculator here because math was never my strong suit. We're looking for 28% of 45 millimeters. So 45 times 0.28 is going to bring us to 12.6 millimeters of sag. That's 12.6 millimeters from the dust wiper to the sag ring. Unfortunately for me, this beautiful bike is actually not mine. It's my friend Jacob's. Today, we're going to help him set his sag. So what do we need for this project? Well, we're going to need a ruler or some kind of measuring device. Going to need a shock pump, and then you're going to need a friend. I'm going to be his friend today, actually. Shall we continue? Yeah, let's do it. The best way to set sag is going to be with most or all of your riding gear, if possible. So we're going to need Jacob's helmet here from our trusty behind the camera help. And then Jacob doesn't really ride with much else because Jacob's a rebel. Let's do this. If you're new to this and you've never set sag before, you can check your manufacturer's website. They're going to give you a general idea of where you should be. Or you can go by the old school, tried and true, put your body weight pressure in the rear and half your body weight in the fork. That's a great starting point.
At this point, we want to take the opportunity to open up both our compression and our rebound adjustments. We'll do this by rotating the adjusters counterclockwise until they stop.
It's time to mount up the bike. This is where employing a friend like myself is going to be important. So get them to sit on the front wheel. That allows you to hold and support the bike. Jacob here mounts the bike. By the rider moving around and activating suspension, it's going to overcome any stiction that happens between the wipers and the stanchions. Now, assume your neutral riding position as Jacob is here. Gonna set your sag rings by pushing it all the way down against the wipers. We're gonna pull up on the fork and then up on the shock. What this does is it deactivates the suspension. So as the rider's dismounting the bike, you don't accidentally get a bad reading by pushing through that stroke a little. All right, now we're gonna take our measurement from the top of our wiper to our sag ring. Currently, we are sitting at about 6 millimeters of sag. That's not quite enough. We're looking for 12.6. If you don't have enough sag, you're going to remove some air. If you have too much sag, you're going to increase the air pressure to stiffen up the shock. Typically between 5 to 10 PSI increments before you measure again.
After adjusting your air pressure, you want to make sure that you equalize your positive and negative chambers. You do this by cycling your shock.
Now you're going to repeat that process until you hit that magic number you're looking for. Remember, ours was 12.6 millimeters, and on our handy-dandy ruler, we are right on the money. So we're going to move forward to the fork now. For the fork, it's going to be the same exact process to find your sag number. Jacob runs just a little bit less at 26% sag, but the process of calculating is going to be exactly the same. 26% of 150 is 39 millimeters. That's our goal. Let's see where we're at. We're at 43 millimeters, so time to add some pressure. We're at 99 PSI right now, so we're going to add, let's add 5 PSI. I'll bring that up to 104. Take our shock pump off quick. Set that aside. Now we're going to want to cycle this fork a little bit. Make sure our positive and negative chambers are set. Now we can reset sag. We're going to get you to bounce up and down, get a little activation. There we go. Center our sag ring, come up on the fork, and then you can dismount. And there we are. 39 millimeters on the dot. Last thing's last, don't forget to put your valve cap back on. This is actually crucial because you don't want any dirt from the trail to potentially go inside your air chamber. That's not good. Screw this on nice and tight. All right, dude, you're all set to get out on the trail and go ride.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Okay, time to mark down your pressure settings so you don't forget them in the future. If you know your compression and rebound adjustments, go ahead and put them back in now. But if you don't, stay tuned for our next video. We're going to be using a bracketing system to help you find the compression and rebound adjustments that are best for you. For now, it's time for us to get back in the shop so we can continue to make your ride smoother.